Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at Quiksilver's Ignite Series wetsuit. This is the Quiksilver 32mm Ignite QS1. It's constructed of 3mm neoprene in the core and 2mm neoprene in the arms and lower appendages. It's made of 100% Fiber-Lite Neoprene. And Fiber-Lite Neoprene is a new neoprene by Quiksilver that's 14% more flexible. It's also lighter weight, it absorbs less water, and it dries faster. So one of the things we're going to take a look at first is the amount of stretch that this Fiber-Lite Neoprene gives you in this wetsuit. So what we're looking at is a high-performance wetsuit using high stretch, high quality, super stretch neoprene throughout the entire wetsuit. You'll also look at the innovative design of Quiksilver's underarm gussets. There aren't any seams, and when you don't have seams, you get to really maximize the stretch within the neoprene. And we're actually able to stretch this wetsuit 100%, even though it has a super welded seam, which is a watertight high-end seam. So this is actually called a liquid fluid seam. It's actually applied over the wetsuit after it's been first glued together, then it's blind stitch underneath, and then they apply the fluid seam. This makes the suit watertight on the seams. It keeps you warmer, and in turn you can actually wear a 3-2 wetsuit like this in some of a 4-3 water conditions, so the 55-degree temperature rating. It all depends on your tolerance to cold water, but typically when you have a high-end suit like this that uses the high technology neoprenes as well as the liquid tight seams, you can actually go in colder waters. And as we know, a thinner neoprene actually allows us to have more flexibility. So to be able to go in colder water and have more flexibility kind of makes it a little bit more fun out there. So you can see how gummy this wetsuit is. A couple things I want to take a look at is this top entry. What we're noticing is a trend in design, a lot of top entry wetsuits. What a top entry wetsuit actually allows for, again, is less seams in the design. And when you don't have a zipper here, you're able to really stretch out your back more and actually, again, take advantage of the high-end neoprene. So you actually enter through the top of the suit. Before we look at the top entry, we'll go ahead and take a look at the back of the wetsuit. Again, you'll see the extension of the fluid seams along the welding along the stitching. And you'll also notice that Quiksilver doesn't have a seam in the middle of the back of the wetsuit, which is a really great innovation. Because if we're sitting on our board or sitting on a jet ski or straddling anything, and we put stress on a seam, and the old school wetsuits used to have them, we actually will break down the seam. And here we don't even have the seam, so you can imagine how great that is for the longevity of your wetsuit. Let's take a look now at the top entry portion. So how you get in this wetsuit is you first unclip, unzip, take it off the hanger. I actually just go down. I put my hands right on the armpits of the wetsuit on both sides, and I just flip her inside out, and I turn the wetsuit into a pair of pants. Now you go ahead and put your legs in, the top portion. You bring this portion up to your waist, and then you gently slip in your arms, your first left arm, and then your right arm, and then you pull it up over your shoulders. Once it's over your shoulders and you're comfortable, you go ahead and put the neck over it, and we'll put it back on the hanger so you can take a look at that. You can see how stretchy that opening is. Put the neck collar back over, and then you go ahead and zip it back up. It's really a great design. Again, maximizing the stretch. The back portion you don't feel against your chest because they've lined it twice. Again, the amazing construction. You're looking at about a $230 wetsuit. It's a higher end wetsuit, but you can see why. The reinforced seams, the high quality design, the super stretch materials, The amazing seals. This is a glide skin seal that goes against your skin, and the neoprene here that creates a watertight seal so that your suit doesn't flush. You can also look at what Quiksilver calls their interlock wrist seals and ankle seals. And what they've done is they've put stripping of rubber around here so that you don't keep putting your hand in there every day and stretching it out. These actually help it snap back into place. Another great thing to look at is just the overall construction of this wetsuit. On the interior of the wetsuit, you're seeing what's called taping along the seams, and that allows for you to minimize getting any kind of rash. You can also take a look at the really durable knee pads built onto the wetsuit, and Quiksilver likes to put their knee pads a little bit lower so that it doesn't limit any kind of performance in the leg when we kneel. And I do want to take a look at the interior really quick of this wetsuit. Again, just looking at the design. If you noticed along the seams, you see spot taping along critical intersections of the wetsuit. So it's a really great wetsuit. Again, the benefit of having a welded seamed 3-2 is so that you can actually wear it in colder waters if you'd like, and it's also going to last longer. This is again the Quiksilver Ignite 3-2mm glued and blind stitch with a liquid fluid seam seal wetsuit. Check it out. It's a favorite. Quiksilver.